Bonnie's Brunch is one of my favorite cooking-based time management games. I can't seem to get enough of these, so this is one of the better ones that I have come across. So you're in a food van, or food truck I guess I should say, and you're making your way across town. And every stop allows you to cook more things, different things, new things, and serve customers and make more money. So I have gotten up to level 4. So I'm going to show you level 1. I'm just going to show you each of the tables and show you some of the food and the way it's cooked. Because every time you move up, and even as you move through these levels, you get more stuff. And you get different customers. And they tell you some customers take a longer time to order than other customers. But as you can see, it's just really cute animation. You tap this, it fills the plate, and you drag the plate to the person. And you never know what they're going to order. Sometimes you can know it's okay to have a plate ready, but if they don't ask for that item, then you have to drag it to the trash. So as you can see here, all I have are bagels and croissants. And then it gets a little busy. Oops. So then you have to drag the food to the people. Now, we're going to go exit out and go to the menu. And I'm going to show you Valley Village. And you'll see how much more stuff I have to cook with now. So as you can see now, I've got cheese and an Elvis impersonator. I also have a waffle maker. And I can get waffles cooking. Got a toaster. I can get toast cooking. And this kid wants toast and a cup of milk and some mustard. So you have to get that ready. The higher you get up, the more stuff people want with their dish. So of course there's more stuff to add. Oops. So as you can see, I have more food. So we're going to go back out. And I'll show you what I have now that I'm on Town Street. And I'm right here. I've got a ton of stuff to cook, including this induction cooker. So I don't need the tutorial. Most things like this, we'll do skip tutorial. You have to start cooking and then you can go out of it. And you want to have things ready because some customers want bread or things toasted. Like he wants a square. Remember there's square waffles and round waffles. So you have to keep that organized. So she just wants bread. When I first started, see, and then there's rush time and people really just start showing up. As you can see, the animation here is really cute, in my opinion. I think it's adorable. And, whoops. Oh, I put mustard on it. So see, I made one wrong. It's got to go in the garbage. So that's basically a waste of a meal. If you like this type of game, and really, who doesn't, you might want to check out Bonnie's Brunch. It is in the App Store, and I personally think it's a lot of fun. Right now I'm going to do a 2-in-1 app review because they're basically the same game. I'm going to talk about Bakery Story and Restaurant Story. I love these two games. They're time management based games and they involve food, which seems to be my favorite type of time management based games. Here's my actual restaurant. As you can see, most of my food is gone. All of the customers have eaten it. I have some tips on my table and here come the customers. I have a few items that are still available. Some donuts and cakes. It's got 36,000 pieces of cheesecake, so it's probably what most people are going to eat. And I also have some eclairs and some pie. I've got 96,000 key lime pies, so I'm pretty well off with that. As you could probably guess, this is, as I said, Bakery Story. Here you cook baked goods, donuts, pies, cakes, eclairs, cookies, all those kinds of things. The other game is called Restaurant Story, and in that game you are cooking entrees, lunch, breakfast, dinner, that type of thing. The little tables here are where the food appears after you cook it in whatever you decide to cook it in. I have right now donut fryers. You can also have regular ovens and drink machines. You can also build different items. The ovens are pre-made as well as the drink machines, but the fryers and the ice cream machines, which I almost forgot to mention, have to be constructed with help from your friends. So that's one of the interesting things about these games is the social aspect. That's where the tips come in. As you can see, I have lots of tips on my tables. And then you collect the money and it flies up into your little bank account. Here's where all of your information is kept and where you manage everything in regards to the social aspect of the game. There's messages in social. There's also invites. If you know people that are playing, you can email and text them and ask them to join you in the game. People can come to your bakery and write on your wall, and they can ask you to become your neighbor. You need neighbors because neighbors are able to leave you more tips. Neighbors can leave you 6 tips. People that visit your bakery can only leave you 3 tips. You also need neighbors to help you construct things. As I said, some things need to be built, like the fryers and the ice cream makers. That's what these little boxes are. As you can see, I have 3 items completed. I needed 10 pieces of paint, 10 sheets of metal, 10 screws. I have 5 gears. I actually need 10. So here I could ask my friends. And these are all the people that are my neighbors, and I could actually ask them. So then you would say send the request, but I can't actually. You can only send requests once during a 24-hour period, and I actually ask people to send me the screws, which is completed. So once all these are completed, I can build my deep fryer. We're going to go back to the main menu. So that's what the wall is. Then there's news, which is basically whether or not people have sent you something or they need something. You can also give them gifts or use their gifts from this little section. So Blitz sent me a gear. I'm going to accept it. Then I could use it, give them a gift back, or visit their store. Oddly enough, nobody has asked me for anything right now, but that would be in my news folder. Well, one person did, but usually you've got a list of things. My profile is this is the name of your bakery and then any little badges that you've won. In the social aspect, these are people that have left tips on my tables, or you could just find people that are in your community. By in the community, what they mean is people that have a bakery. So you have a few here. Neighborhood are the people that are your neighbors. So you can send your neighbors gifts. So you can send them cake or products that they might need. I used to just send food all the time, and now I actually send equipment. So then you can pick who you want to send what. I usually just send everybody the same thing for the most part. I'll do half the list. So see, 7 of these people have already gotten a gift, so they can't receive my gift right now. Then you can check, run through, and see who you already sent stuff to. You can also invite friends to join your bakery, and this is where you get the information to try and join other people's bakery. My store-made ID is App Goddess, if you want to add me on Bakery Story. So what I also do, and what I did for this game, is I went around and I looked at other people's walls. So for instance, you can visit people by clicking the telephone up here, or going through the community section, and you can just visit their bakery. So here's Jay's Bakery. You can go to their wall. Unfortunately, this ad for their new game keeps popping up. Some people, or what you usually do, well, he doesn't have a lot of stuff on his wall, but some people post on other people's walls their Storm 8 ID. So what I would do is I would go around, if they want people to add them anyway, I would write down their Storm 8 ID. To get somebody to add you as a neighbor, you have to leave your Storm 8 ID. So when you leave your Storm 8 ID, and you're not the name of your bakery, your Storm 8 ID, you go back to your bakery. Then you type in that person's Storm 8 ID and you invite them to be your neighbor. I have one person that I asked to be my neighbor that is pending. They're thinking about being my neighbor. Not everybody will add you. Sometimes you end up, people have too many neighbors and they can't deal with it. I do think you can reach that level, but I haven't yet. So if somebody adds you as their neighbor, then they'll be in your neighborhood and you'll be in their neighborhood. Then you can gift them food or equipment. You can ask them to help you build stuff. And you can also leave them more tips, as I mentioned. So as you can see here in this restaurant, all the people are leaving with little blue broken hearts over their head. That's because this guy doesn't have any food available for them to eat. And that's what happens. And then your heart level goes down, which is not good. I haven't seen it be any huge detriment to anything, but you want your heart level at 100 if at all possible. Now, when you go to somebody else's restaurant or bakery, you can leave tips on their table. But Tom is not my neighbor. It's just a guy's restaurant I'm visiting, so I can only leave him 3 tips. Whereas my neighbors, like Amazing Bakery, as long as there are enough tables open, and it looks like there aren't, I could leave 6 tips. Let's try Lisa's. Sometimes you get 2 coins. Look, see, people have been to their bakeries and left tips. All their bakeries are full. Sometimes you get 2 stars. Sometimes you get coins and stars. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you guys get the idea. If I was able to, I could leave 6 tips here because this person's my neighbor. Also, this person hasn't been here in a while and their food has spoiled, it looks like. That means your food is spoiled and you have to trash it. When that happens on your own bakery, there's a giant fly in a circle above it. It's really gross looking. All right, so this is my bakery. And those are the basics of Restaurant Story. You really do need to add neighbors, and you really do need to cook food and have food available. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of a Restaurant Story. That was Bakery Story. And here I happen to have somebody left me tips, and I happen to have purchased seats with snowmen on them. So all of my food is gone, so we're going to see people with broken hearts leaving. This has 2 more hours left to cook, and this has 3 more hours left to cook. I will, at this point, since I've got little fancy seats here, talk a little bit about designing your restaurant or your bakery. So as you can see, I hit the design square over there, and here's my little shop. I could buy chairs, tables, stuff for the walls, the color for the walls, colored tile for the floor, my ovens, my tables where you set the food, and I can also expand my restaurant. You have to be at a certain level to get stoves. So if you are not at the right level, then you can't have that many stoves. Right now, as you can see, I only have 6 stoves. Some people have, oh my goodness, like 15 stoves. You can also buy the certain tables to put the food. You have to have these there to put the food on. And you have to have, if you have more than one out and you've got 3 stoves of, say, pizza on, and you have 3 of these tables, a pizza will go on each table. The pizza won't only go to the one table. So what you have to do is, I usually just have 1 out, 1 open. Even if I have 10 ovens going, I'll just have 1 table open, and then all the food will go to that table. If you've got 2 tables full of the same food, and then you cook a different food, all of the food will be bounced to 1 table to make room for the new food that you prepared. Gems are currency, and you have some items that you can only purchase with gems. See how people leaving mad because I don't have any food. Unfortunately, you can't use your coins to buy gems, which kind of sucks because you have so many coins, sometimes you end up with that. Other items you can buy with coins. Now, of course, the point of these games is to make money. I personally would prefer to have an ad down here at the bottom instead of having things you have to buy with real money. I don't use real money to play these games, but I know some people do. So I just wanted to share these with you in case you didn't know about them. There's so many story games in the App Store. There's Fashion Story where you run a boutique. There's Pet Shop Story, as you've seen, it keeps coming up, where you run a pet store. There's Restaurant Story and Bakery Story, of course, because I'm talking about them. But there's also Farm Story and City Story. They never end. One thing I will say is if you've gotten one story, don't get another of the same story just because they changed the holiday. Because you usually don't get any new items. You might get a couple of seasonal items, but then you have to play within that story. Like, your stories don't mesh together, if that makes sense. So if you had regular Restaurant Story, then you got Restaurant Story Christmas, you'd have to start playing in Restaurant Story Christmas. You wouldn't be able to just add some Christmas stuff to your regular Restaurant Story. I think they do that just to have games in the App Store, because in my regular Restaurant Story, as you can see, there were winter and Christmas items. So why would I need to get Christmas Restaurant Story? All right, I've talked enough about these. They are my favorite, mainly because they are so cute. Here, unfortunately, since I don't have any food ready, you can't see the people eating the food. But that's one of my favorite things about these games, is kind of sitting and waiting for a while and watching the people sit down and order the food. Because it's just so, the pieces of food on their plates are so enormous. And the animation of them eating is kind of hilarious because they're just waving their arms back and forth. But look at that giant donut that shows up in front of her. And what else? She's got a donut too. They're all getting donuts now. Like, look at this piece of cheesecake. Look at that glazed donut. It's just so hilarious to me. And I like watching it. So it's really funny when you've got tons of stuff. See, look at her. She's got an eclair. They're all even happy with their little hearts over their head. I just find it really funny. And it's cute to watch them for a while. So that's what I do. So I hope this was helpful if you were interested in these, or you didn't know what they were about, or maybe you didn't know a couple of the things that I mentioned. I really enjoy these games. You might too. They're free, like I said, and they're in the App Store. My first time management game was Pucca's Restaurant, and I love this game. They have changed a lot of things that have made it not as fun, but I still do love it. I think it's a great idea, and the graphics are so cute, which is one of the reasons that I enjoy it so much. So this is the Christmas theme, which I'm sure they'll be updating pretty soon. You go in like this. And one of the things I didn't like is that they changed the structure of your points and your progress throughout the game. So I used to have like 5 stars, and then I got dropped down to 1 and like 1 chef hat or something. It's one of the reasons I haven't been playing it for a long time. You can decorate and design your own restaurant. I picked the wallpaper and the tables for this. You do that within the menu. So there's a tape measure to build things, your chef hat to pick your food. There's a recipe book that shows you the recipes, and there's little medals to get. Why don't I just show you instead of telling you? Here's where you can pick your tables, your chairs, ovens, places to rest the food, walls, doors, floor, other little decorative items that you can put in your restaurant, the windows for your restaurant, as well as expand your floor space. I have gotten as big in my restaurant as I can, so I can't do anything with that. There are seasonal items, as you can see. There are Halloween things. Anything that is grayed out means I don't have the item to get it. That's Maru points. That's that little face as opposed to a coin. Guru points are earned. Either they had a new thing in here where you could download an app and earn Guru points, or you can buy them with real money. They had gotten a little crazy with making things cost Guru. People complained and they pulled back from that a little bit. Now most of the stuff is coins, which you have a lot of. And you see there's ads in here, which I don't even mind this. This is fine. That doesn't bother me at all. So that's to decorate your restaurant. So then you have to buy the things for the food to go on, like I said, the ovens or whatever to cook the food, tables, chairs, lamps, decorations, all of it. The walls, the windows, all of it has to be purchased. Then there's a crew that you can have to work as waiters or waitresses. I've got all the crew I can get. These are all guru points. They make your waiters and waitresses move faster. I have all the pets you could get. You got points for that. So yeah, I have all the waiters and waitresses, and these are all the cooks actually, not the waiters and waitresses. These are the cooks, and these are the waiters and waitresses. The reason you need different cooks is because each cook has a special oven that they work on. Some of them work on the sushi station, some of them work on the grills, and then some of them work on the regular ovens. That's the reason for the different cooks. Right now, I had a bunch of sushi stations out, and I've got some of the seasonal ovens available as well. So when you click an oven, if it's a seasonal oven, as you can see, that's the Christmas one. There was actually a Halloween one too. There are particular things that will just cook on that oven. So let's say I want to make the ginger cookies, or the roast chicken, or the bûche de Noël. Then you hit it. Right now, Pucca is the one that's in charge of that oven. So she cooks everything. Sorry, you guys. When the exclamation marks are over their head, it gives you a point. So see, the item is cooking, and it'll evolve. The picture will evolve, and it'll change as it finishes cooking. Once it's done cooking, one of these little waving hands will appear over it, meaning it's time for you to take it off the oven. Right now, the waving hands are bouncing because food needs to be put on there. So then you can put an item on there. Let's see, that's going to cook for an hour. We'll pick something for 12 hours. And we'll pick something for a day. So here's, you have to hit it again to make the sushi chef comes back. And that guy's a sushi chef. So then he is going to cook the things on those ovens. Right now I don't have any food ready. So guests come in, sit down, look kind of annoyed, and then they leave, unfortunately. So I'm not making any money. If you wanted to change an oven, you would put it in storage to keep it for later. And because I have put that oven in storage, that frees up the ability for me to get another oven. So here's all the oven choices. Some of them are coin, some of them are Maru points. It depends. And the little yellow numbers next to them let you know how many of them you already own. So let's put a grill out. Where can we put this? Right there. You can turn it. Oops. You can turn it. And then you can cook on that. And like I said, there's different cooks for each thing. So we can make some soup. They don't have anything for seconds. They have something for a minute. So what happens is you click it, and then the guy who's in charge of the grill will come over and cook your item. This game is so cute. That's the main reason I love playing it. Them running around. See that light bulb? If you hit the light bulbs, then they jump up and they usually say something. I have the sound off. And then you get some points, actually. Usually it's like 40 or 20 points. Recipes is kind of cool because it actually has the recipe of whatever it is you're cooking. Here's all the items. These are all the Italian items that are available if you have an Italian oven. And I have 3 Italian ovens. I didn't buy any of the Halloween ovens though because they were Guru points. And I got the holiday ovens. The holiday ovens actually weren't Guru points, so I was able to get the holiday ovens. So I'm glad they did that this time. So many people complained after the Italian ovens that they started making them. You could purchase at least one oven with cash. I mean, you've got a bazillion coins. So now my food's ready, as you can see. So we hit it again, and then one of the chefs comes back. The grill guy takes it off of the oven and then puts it on one of these tables so that the waiters and waitresses can go get it and serve it to customers. So as you can see, it is now over here on the table. And then the waiters and waitresses will come and get it. And they'll walk off with the bowl. And they'll take the bowl to a customer. So for instance, she has it now. She's going to wave her arms around and act like she's eating. And then the little money sign will go up. And That was 6 coins. And then they actually come and clean the table. See them cleaning the table? And then the table's cleaned and another customer can sit there. So, I mean, how cute is this animation? Are you kidding me? And this is just this restaurant that I've designed. Like I showed you all the things that you can buy, all the walls. Like you can make your restaurant, I'll choose tables. You could have whatever kind of design you want for your restaurant. It's lots of ways to make your restaurant look as gorgeous as you want to, if you're picky like that, and I personally am. They started this new thing called Task with Friends where you can, if you're hooked up on Facebook, you can ask people to help you out and get stuff. I don't really use that. There were little things for you to achieve, little things for you to get. I actually have most of them. Golden eggs are things that you buy, and then it's like, oh, that was a golden egg, and then they put it on this shelf. And I see they added some more. There weren't 2 pages of those before. You can go around and look at other people's restaurants, which is pretty cool, and see what their restaurant looks like. Of course, some people have just started. I was on level 65 and she's on level 4, so there's the difference. You could send them a note. You can go back home to your restaurant and check your restaurant out. Now, there's the Guru shop where you can buy this game. And the game is 99 cents if I'm not... Yes, 99 cents you can buy it, and there won't be any ads in it. But honestly, the ads are so unobtrusive, I don't care. You can earn free Guru points, like I said, by downloading apps, and it'll tell you how many Guru points you get. Some of them give you a lot. Some of them just give you 1. And you can purchase Guru points if you want to do that. You can also purchase coins with Guru points. And then there are backgrounds. So there are free ones, and then there are ones you can buy. What's the background, you may be asking? The background is this area back here. So if you go in, where was I? Guru shop. And I can apply this background. See, my background has changed. I actually don't like this one. I like the street myself. Oops. So I'm going to put... I have bought Soho, I think. No, I don't remember. Yeah. That's the one I had. So I like it so it looks like the restaurant is on a street. I love this game. I think it's so fun. I think it's super cute. You can go and look at like these main people's restaurants. This is new. It was just people that you had joined up on Facebook. Oh my goodness. And when you go visit people's restaurants, this is basically what I wanted to show you. There's usually coins or stars in here. And then you can get more, let's see, more coins and more points with them. As you can see, I personally think the animations of the food are gorgeous, much like Restaurant Story and Bakery Story. Aesthetics mean a lot to me, and I like playing with games that are beautiful. Like, look at this. Isn't it called bruschetta? When the food's on the bread like that? Oh my goodness. And there's people eating and people sitting in separate sections. There were some Greek ovens, but again, I think they were mostly Guru points, so I didn't end up getting those. And this is the Greek theme, and most of this stuff you had to spend Guru points for, which is not a lot of fun. So you can get out of that and go back to your restaurant. If you have not tried Pucca's restaurant, I do recommend that you try it. I just think it's gorgeous, and it's one of the reasons I play it. I wish you could use coins to buy Guru points, but I know the point of the game is to make money. I personally, though, if it was like a strip of ads down here or an ad across the top, I honestly wouldn't care because the game is so cute. Last thing is the news area, which they added from an update, and if there's something new, this was about a Christmas thing they had going. There's usually a little yellow notification up here, and it lets you know to hit that to pull it down because there's some new information. Other than that, that's about it for Pucca's restaurant. Love these time management games that have to do with food service. Can't get enough of them. And I shared my 4 favorites with you in this show. Sorry the show is kind of long, but there's a lot usually to talk about with every restaurant. So check these out. They're in the App Store, and I think you'll like them.